Hi, everybody. Welcome to this YouTube Patreon talk. I hope you're doing really, really good. So, thought of the day, the layers of the onion. So, there's a lot of talk in spiritual growth groups wherever we are, we talk about the layers of the onion. And we talk about how we come to one layer of our learning process of learning who we are, what we feel like, and where we are. We come to one layer and then we feel like, oh, I have arrived. You know, I've felt that way many times myself. Like I felt like, oh, that's it. Now there's no more learning. Now that must be it. I must have reached the bottom of myself. And then there's a new layer. And then there's a new learning curve. And then there's a new learning process. And as I'm getting deeper into my own onion, learning more and more about the center, we can see that the onion is shaped and formed by when we grow up. If you experience that kids are laughing at you for a certain reason, or they're bullying you for some reason, or your parents get angry with you for a certain reason, then within yourself, you're gonna make up a rule that you're not gonna do that thing again because people laugh at you and that hurts. Makes us feel singled out, makes us feel separate, because that's one of the biggest reasons for human suffering is separation, feeling like we're not a part of. So whenever people act like we don't fit in, we build up a wall against whatever behavior we had that we think caused it. So in my case, when I was a kid, when I played soccer with my neighborhood kids, my friends, and I wasn't a very good soccer player, they would laugh at me and they thought I was shitty. And I felt so bad, so I just said, well, fuck it, I'm not gonna play soccer. I'm not playing soccer anymore. So that way, my ego created a wall so I wouldn't have to feel pain anymore. Sort of like if you ask a girl, as a guy, when I go up on the dance floor as a kid, I ask her to dance and she laughs or she says, no, with you, something like that. The solution, at least in my case, like of course, some of our ego, they all work a little differently. My solution could be, don't ask girls out to dance again. Or if you do, you gotta make really sure that they are actually interested in you too. So we build these because these walls, they become part of our personality. And on some parts, it's not bad to be strong, to be mindful, to be to be aware of your surroundings. I developed some sort of part of my ego, or my personality became sort of a streetwise personality where I'm just aware of most of my surroundings. So I am very good in security settings and very good at those kind of jobs. Now, that's not always good personality-wise though, right? Because to always be on guard, it's not a very healthy way to live. And to always expect that something bad may happen is not a very good way to live. It's healthier for all of us, especially when we're looking at how we create our reality. It's much healthier if we come from an inner place of stability and security. Because if I walk into a room and I expect peace and love, I'm gonna get peace and love. If I walk into a room and I expect there could be hostility, there could be problems, I'm gonna get problems. So if I live from a baseline of fear, that's what's gonna come back to me. If I live from a baseline of love, that's what's gonna come back to me in that way. So the layers of the onion is like we realize, oh, this is a defense I have, a defense mechanism, which then becomes part of what we call the shadow, right? So the shadow is all the stuff inside of us that we don't want others to see. We don't want anybody to know that maybe I'm this way, or maybe I feel that way about these things, or maybe I'm secretly angry about something. We don't want anybody to know that, so we hold that back. We hide that from public view. Now, what then happens is that those underlying tendencies, they still pop out every now and then. And people who can't really handle their alcohol, and they are called, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or they have an alternate personality when they drink. That's their shadow. A lot of times it's kind of a big shadow that comes out. because it's a part of who they are. They just manage to suppress that when they're sober, and then when they drink, it pops out. And that same thing goes for many of us who have, like, you know, some kind of like anger issues. Like if I flip out all the time, I have an underlying sense of anger underneath my layers of peace. And I need to sit with those layers. I need to see my shadow or unravel the next layer of the onion, because they are connected. Nothing is separated. It's all connected. Unravel the next layer of the onion, or sit with the shadow part of myself that gets triggered, that gets angry, that gets annoyed. Sit with it and watch it. And see if we can allow it to bubble up and go out of our system, or just accept that it's there. Acceptance is the first step to all of this. And then as we accept things, we breathe into it, and then we breathing into something and putting our attention there brings both the light of love and awareness to the place where the shadow sits, to the place in our body that's been blocked by these emotional turbulences or the turmoil. And it all sounds simple, and you know, it is simple in principle, but we still have to do the work. You still have to sit in your meditation and breathe into the insecurities, the discomfort, and the unfairness that you feel, the whatever it is that you feel, the anger, the hate. You've got to sit and breathe into it. And some of it may not go away. There is a level of human beingness, right? Like sort of like the sexual part of us. Like, you know, our sexuality isn't just going to go away if we're in touch with our bodies. If we're in touch with our bodies, we can allow it not to run our lives, and we can allow to be aware of sexuality, and we can have beautiful intimacy, like really, really intent and aware intimacy, where we're not escaping from anything, we're connecting. We're creating the connection that the universe wants us to have. Because, you know, the universe wants us to create more life. That's what life wants. So, as you know, we need to accept and allow that part of us to be. And the same thing can go for anger. Anger can be a very healthy expression, and it can be very needed. But the way we express it and the way what we are angry about, are we getting upset about something in this moment? If somebody's attacking me with a knife right now, or an axe or something, I better be like ready to maybe defend myself, or at least say, hey, why would you do that? You know, because maybe they'll think and maybe they stop, you know, who knows? But then we also come back into, so that there are places where anger can help. If we're in an accident and we need extra strength to lift a car off somebody, or to pull somebody out of a car wreck, we need extra strength and resilience. Or to survive if we're in an accident in the mountains or something, we need resilience to survive. But when we carry the anger from the past, pent up anger about something that happened when we were children, or something that happened later in life, or the injustices of the world, when we carry that anger, that's not being aware. That's still living in the shadow, or having the shadow part being fairly active. So it's a matter of knowing that we are present here and now, or if we are caught in the past or the future. All right, my loves. So wonderful to have you on board. Thank you for watching. Please click like and subscribe, and I will wish you a beautiful day. Namaste and aho.